Hello, my name is Max Alm-Norell, and yeah, I was invited here to Creative Morning, and it felt a bit strange actually with the theme there, but we'll see what comes out of it. I was supposed to talk a bit about myself and about Harvest Agency, and I kind of started to dig in my own life when we started to talk. I worked in many companies and I lived in many countries around the world, and that made me gave me the possibility to work with a lot of different people. I done all like from dishwashing in Spain to sales manager for Scandia. So it's been like a lot different stuff. And then I came into photography, and I did that through tourist photographing, like a couple on vacation going for the restaurant to eat dinner. They came like a couple, and I shot the photo, and next morning I was standing there smiling, trying to sell the photo. I was like a pain in the ass, really. But it was a good school, and I got the interest of photography really made me continue with that. So I started to assist one at that time's best fashion and advertising photographer in Copenhagen, Denmark. And his name is Morten Jericho, a tall, very humoristic guy, but he really gave me a lot. He at that time it was analog photography, so I got all this background with how to change a film and yeah, all that, and it was exciting time. After that, I started to freelance after I had a trip to Spain, shooting some photos for IKEA, and then I started to freelance, and the base for me became Malmö. And that was because it's a very interesting place, and I liked it here very much. So I started to work here, and I've been doing that since around 2001. But after a while, freelancing as a photographer, I felt a bit stuck. I couldn't get much further, so I jumped on an opportunity to start a company together with this one has with two guys called Jörgen Sjöstrand and Thomas Melinder, and we started an advertising agency called Top Dollar. And that's still running. It's been up for 5 years. I worked with it for 4 years. I still do shoot photos for them, and it's been a really interesting trip. And in the beginning there, when we started this, we did a lot of production, photo shoots and filming and all that. So we felt an urge of getting characters into the productions we did. So we needed character models, and that ended up in that we started Top Dollar Models, which is a character models bank of people, which we have one here for. And it's we have over 800 character models in there. And we did this with Susanna Stankovic, and she's also a stylist that Harvest from time to time put in different productions. And the main client that we had there were IKEA. And just recently we started the Broadcast Society, which is a company that sells licenses to music, that they do music for film productions. For example, they worked with Cardigans and Bob Hund and Jenny Wilson in one project that I'm going to show you later. And when we did, during this process, I started to feel that down here there was a need for someone that could put the right person into the right work. And I felt a bit trapped about how the situation were here compared to Stockholm or to Copenhagen, and it was really a need for someone to help this area, to educate it. And right after we started Top Dollar Models, Peter Turkal, that sits here, it's my co-worker and a co-founder and dear friend that has that's burning for this project as much as I do. And we found out that we had the same ideas, the same thoughts about what is wrong with productions down here. So we started to talk, and over lunch we found out that, goddamn, we got to start this. So over a day, more or less, we started to call around, trying to find the right creators, and interviewing people and trying to get as much buzz as possible around this. And Peter did a tremendous work, for example, about the illustrators, and all the other things. We have done it like together. We now represent photographers, illustrators, and makeup artists, stylists, filmmakers, and creative artists. A creative artist is kind of a multi-talent that you can't really put it into photography only or illustrators only. It's kind of a combination. Like when Peter and his co-worker in England, we came to Elisabeth M. Martala, came down to us. That was my first experience of a creative but the creative artist. I really didn't know what that was at that time, actually. So what did we go out? What was the starting point when we did this? Yeah, we wanted to find, of course, really good creators. Malmö has a lot, or the south of Sweden has a lot of really good and creative people. So we had to find all those, and they had to be nice. We want to have people that we could actually send to a client. They do good work. They are beautiful, nice, easy to work with. All this, and that was a hard work to find all this. I mean, you meet a lot of people, and they can't really go into each other's working area either. So that was a bit tough. We have placed our creators in different productions. We've been working now for a year. So we put our creators in, for example, productions for Chevrolet, IKEA, Puma, and on and on and on. And it's been also really interesting because we have reached out of this region. We have actually done work with advertising agencies in Italy that we have taken here, or in Germany, and that we have brought here, because this region is a really interesting. It's the light here, for example. It's really bad in the wintertime, but in the summertime you have fantastic light here. We have one problem here though, because all the Swedish people are on vacation when the situation for working is quite good. So, but we want to change it. We want to find a market for the south of Europe, for example, that they come here and do productions in Malmö, because it's quite cheap. It's a small town compared to Stockholm and Göteborg, or Copenhagen, or wherever you go. And Yeah, the best, and you have the light here. It's fantastic because if you go to the coastline and it's really it's just an ordinary place, a special place. Uh, if you work as a art director, it's hard to keep updated with all the new talents that comes to town. Like you can't really get track of everybody that comes here or all the newcomers that goes out, and that's really good. And therefore, I think Harvest Agency is really is greatly needed down here. What else is interesting about this area is that it's really boiling. It's popping up new buildings, and in a couple of years we probably will have a museum of photography, and all this yeah, it's I think it's a good thing to get out in the rest of Sweden and Europe. Um, And where have we aimed for a start? We have been trying to get into Germany, for example. We have been on exhibitions down there, and it's and the response when you see when you're there, it's that they really like Sweden, they really like Scandinavia, and the quality from the creators that we have here is outstanding. And the only problem with this area at the moment is that they haven't really been able to come out, and the productions is going away from here instead of coming here. As fast as there is a big budget, they send it up to Stockholm or down to Copenhagen, and we don't want that. I want to show you a little project that we have been involved in. It's a client called Brio Toy that had a anniversary of 130 years, and they are a client that's brave, that pushed the limit a bit. And what we want with Harvest is to find more clients and educate the clients that the advertising agencies have, so that they actually dare doing stuff, that they do put more money in a production, so that it sticks out. It goes through the bus of all the media that's out there, and instead maybe cut off a bit of the media budget. So you instead of doing a production where you for example you skip a makeup artist or a stylist, cut off the media budget. You do the ads maybe 3 days in a newspaper instead of 7. Sell it to the client, educate the whole surrounding here, and make it happen. Then we can actually get a result that's really going to change it a bit. So I'll see. This is, for example, for Bria Toy that we have done. And if you look at this picture, it's happy people. They are having fun. And you can see that the whole thing is thought through. You have a stylist that have thought, what clothes should you wear? It's not the neighbor just putting together something, yeah. I mean, that could be good too. I mean, some people are good at that, but I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry. And you have a makeup artist that put makeup. They fix the hair. They do everything so that the whole picture get good together. And that's what we want. Let's, for example, this picture. It's very simple, but through the thought, when they have thought it through, it pops out. Just because it's something that they have worked with before, it's really doing something with you. And it's funny. It's nice. In this project, we took part of the production, and the music that was put. They did actually a advertising movie at the same time, and the music that was done, they did it through Broadcast Society, where they kind of remixed a song from Devendra Banhart that's named I Feel Like a Child. So I will show you a little pre-movie of how they actually did this music.
Okej, vi testar.
I feel just like a child. Well, I feel just like a child. Oh, I feel just like a child. Oh, I feel just like a child. From my womb to my tomb, I guess I'll always be a child.
Some people try to treat me like a man.
Whoa, man.
Yeah, some people try to treat me like a man. They just don't understand. Well, some people try to treat me like a man. They think I know shit, but that's just it. I'm a child.
Me too.
So the thing is here, it's not the biggest budget in the world, but at the same time we have the possibility of finding small different solutions to make the whole thing go through. Many agencies think that if you use a creative agency, it's just expensive and you get a bit afraid. But the thing is that we are actually able to make a production go through and make the quality much better. And to make this land in a city like Malmö, it takes time. But it's at the same time, it's of course a bit interesting. It's nice to come out and hear how people think and what they do. So we're getting there slowly. I'll show you the next film here. It's a bit behind the scenes, how the actual movie were done, and all the different production. In the pieces in the puzzle are in this, and the feeling when the production is going on, it's more or less like this. And when you have a happy production, the result tends to be very good. So I'll show you this and see what happens.
Some people try to treat me like a man.
Whoa, man.
Yeah, some people try to treat me like a man. They just don't understand. Well, some people try to treat me like a man. They think I know shit, but that's just it. I'm a child.
Me too.
Yeah. I was going to say something here, and what I wanted to say is that the whole thing is about this. When we have worked with the different projects that we have, like Peter, for example, he has a great picture of all the illustrators in the south of Sweden. I do not, but he does, and all the other stuff that we have to get, we can do together. But all this, it's through the connections and through what we have, we can get whoever contact us, the people that is right for what they're going to do, to a price that's in the budget. So that's what we want to get out. We want people to at least contact us and see what we can do with the budget, and that we change the discussions about the production instead of just going for the price. Talk about what you're going to do, and then you can always discuss the price and what kind of people you need into the production. If it's too expensive with the best photographer or the best illustrator, then we have to find something else for you. So that's what we want to do. So the result now through all this, what came out of this, I'll show you the end of it.
Some people try to treat me like a man.
Whoa, man.
Yeah, some people try to treat me like a man. They just don't understand. Well, some people try to treat me like a man.
always be a child.
I need you to help me reach the door. And I need you to walk me to the store.
I need you to please explain your war. And I need you to hear me when I'm sore.
You can tell by my smile that I'm a child.
Yeah, the guy I was pointing at is actually from the family that owns the company, and it's been a company that's been in the same family. I think it's 6 generations, but I might be wrong on that. But I think it's kind of interesting that everything goes around. So that's pretty much what I have to say about us at the moment. So thank you very much for listening.